If you've ever been in a car accident, you know that amazing feeling of getting your car back from the shop. It looks good as new, right? But what if I told you that even with those perfect repairs, your car is now worth thousands less? Yeah, there's this hidden cost insurance companies really don't like to talk about. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on it. It's called diminished value.
Just think about it for a second. Your car looks perfect, sure, but it now has a permanent accident history. So if you were to sell it tomorrow, would a smart buyer pay the same price for your car versus an identical one that's never been in a wreck? No way. Absolutely not. And that difference in price, well, that's exactly what diminished value is. It's the real, measurable drop in your car's market value, and it's all because it now has an accident on its record. Even the best body shop in the world can't erase that history, and it's a direct hit to your finances. So let's really dig into this hidden cost, because this isn't some, imaginary loss. It's real money you can and absolutely should get back. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, especially if you're in Colorado. The law can totally be on your side, but, and this is a big but, only in a very specific situation. Understanding this one little distinction is the entire key to getting back the money you're owed. All right, so here's the deal. It all comes down to one simple question. Who is at fault? If you're at fault and you file a claim with your own insurance company, that's called a first-party claim, you generally can't claim diminished value. But if the other driver was at fault and you file a claim against their insurance, that's a third-party claim, well, now we're talking. In Colorado, the law says you have a right to be compensated for that lost value. That right there, that's the golden ticket. But of course, there's a catch, right? The other driver's insurance company isn't just going to call you up and offer you this money. Oh no. They're basically counting on you not even knowing about it. The ball is in your court. You have to be the one to demand it, and more importantly, you have to prove it with rock-solid evidence. So how in the world do you prove it? I mean, you can't just make up a number and hope for the best. You need professional, documented proof. And that proof comes in one very specific form: a certified appraisal report. This document right here is the absolute centerpiece of your entire claim. So what does this magic report actually do? Well, it does three super critical things. First, it establishes what your car was worth moments before the crash. Second, it figures out what it's worth right after repairs, now with that accident history. And third, and this is the most important part, it calculates the precise dollar amount of that difference. It turns a vague idea into a hard, undeniable number. And we're not talking about pocket change here. That number can be huge. For a lot of modern cars, diminished value can easily be thousands of dollars. I mean, look at this example. A loss of $4,500 is a serious financial hit, and it's money that rightfully belongs back in your wallet. Okay, so you know you have a right to this money, and you know you need that appraisal report. So, what's next? How do you actually file the claim? Let's walk through it step by step and make it simple. It really just boils down to 5 clear steps. First up, you've got to confirm the other driver is 100% at fault. Second, get your car fully repaired. You have to wait till all the work is done before you can calculate the final loss in value. Third, gather up all your evidence. Fourth, you submit a formal written demand to their insurer. And finally, step 5, you negotiate. And remember, all that paperwork you gathered, that's your leverage. So what evidence are we talking about? Think of it like you're building a case file for a lawyer. You want photos of the damage before the repairs, and you want photos of the car looking perfect after. You're going to need every single piece of paper from the repair shop: estimates, invoices, parts lists, the whole shebang. And of course, the star of the show, your certified post-repair diminished value appraisal. Let's be absolutely crystal clear on this. All those other documents, they're important, yeah, but they're just the supporting cast. The certified appraisal from a qualified expert, that is what gives your claim real teeth. It is the one piece of evidence that an insurance adjuster just can't brush aside. And hey, getting this key piece of evidence doesn't have to be a big ordeal. In fact, our sources point to awesome resources like snapclaim.com, which specializes in providing exactly these kinds of certified appraisals. They help you build a strong claim and kind of streamline the whole process. So let's end with this question. The body shop, they can fix the dents, they can replace the bumper, they can match the paint, but they can't repair your car's value on the open market. Only a successful diminished value claim can do that. The real question is, are you just going to let that hidden cost stay your loss?